Hello and welcome out to another Insights. We're going to do a quick market update. A little bit, the market's kind of, not terribly exciting. Hasn't been for a while. And like back in, I don't know, it's been what, 2 or 3 months since it really got crazy and went wild. That was a good time. I mean, it's all relative, right? It's hard when things are just kind of chopping along. So it's a little more difficult to trade when things are kind of, iffy and you see certain things, but then it's just it's a little iffy right now. So, but let's start off with that being said. Start off with like we usually do. And the last one I did, I talked about a little bit about belief being half the battle, and I love this one. I think I've used it before quite a while, but little tiny kitten seeing itself in the water, looking like a lion, and the quote is "Believe in yourself." And it's absolutely critical to do that. We've got to believe that we're capable of doing something. If we don't believe it, it's never going to happen anyway. So have faith. Oh, I love this. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I said that last time. I said keep the scheme I have and don't show this message again, but I keep showing the message. I love Microsoft. Not. Um, but anyway, you've got what it takes. You're no different than anybody else on the planet. We're all humans, and we all have the capacity to do whatever we want, pretty much. It's just a question of belief. So keep it in mind and keep it. You just got to believe that you're capable. That you can do it. Anybody can. So let's take a look at the economic events quickly, because again, I'm not. There's so many of these now. It just gets some of it's just confusing. So it's almost like worthless to even look at them. I don't see anything as consumer confidence, but hope to do that hasn't had any effect on things. It seems like the economic data is so muted, it's not even really there. GDP quarter over quarter, that's a 28. That's a week from today. So we'll see what that is. I haven't seen any big economic data change anything lately. So with that, we're going to look at the S&P. We're gonna briefly go through this stuff because, like I said, it's kind of, you see there's a few big days in the last 2 weeks to the upside, but the volume's been light, so that's been sketchy, and that's what's been so challenging about it. Is you got the big sell-off back here in December, January, February it started to accelerate again, but then it turned around and bounced. And even though, it's been bullish and it's easy, and I just thought this today myself. I'm like, man, if I just bought calls and just held on. But how do you do that when you look at the volume getting lower and lower and lower and lower? You see this bullish move, but you see this weak volume. So I've been taking this cautionary stance of I don't want to get too excited about the bullish side because the volume is weak and it could turn at any point. And here's the part that scares me, and it's been freaking me out for the last month. And I've been here before. Is that it's like I get to that mindset. And this is normal, and it's natural, and it happens with everybody. I get to that mindset where I say, I might as well get bullish because it looks like it's going to keep running. But then I have to go contrary to that because every time you think something like that, that's usually when it turns. As soon as you give up on the thought that it's going to turn around and you decide to jump in with everybody else, and you go, oh, it's going to keep going forever, that's the moment it's going to turn around. And so I know that, and I know that contradiction is there, and I get in this mental fight that, okay, if I give up and I get bullish, even though the signs aren't there, because I just kind of like forget it, it's just going to keep on going, then it will turn. But I've been thinking that for the last month and a half. And it just keeps going. And that's what's so hard about it. And it is a test of the patience is what it is. It's a test of can you sit it out and wait until the conditions are right where you are comfortable with it. And that's hard to do. That's one of the reasons trading is so difficult, is because in times like this, even though I want to jump in, I have to be disciplined and control that emotion and not want to get overly excited about it and do something that I shouldn't do. Because you can see what happened today is we've got, zoom in a little bit, it dropped down a little bit, not a ton, but 11 points, had a little bit of an acceleration of volume, but not a ton. We have a quasi kind of evening star there, evening doji star. It's not a big gap, so it wouldn't be technically considered an evening doji star, but it looks kind of like one. The little tiny increase in volume is it the beginning of a move back to the downside? I don't know. It may or may not be. Right now, the market seems pretty complacent, though. So until we get some kind of move, and I don't need to catch the first initial move. A lot of times you can make a lot of money that way, but it's not necessary. So we'll see. This is the hard part. It is the mental battle, and it's the battle of patience and waiting for the conditions to be the way we want them to be. And if these are conditions that you like and they work for you, then go for it. You don't have to follow my lead. I mean, I don't know if you are or not. You may or may not be. You may be trading this thing and making a ton of money on calls. I'm just kind of hanging out on the sidelines right now, just waiting for the right cards, if you will. So looking through the rest of the markets, they all look pretty much the same. Not too much difference. A little double top forming on the transports. Russell, they're all basically pretty much the same. So VIX popped up a little today. It's down in that 13, 14 area, kind of the complacency stage. So we will see. We'll see what the next few weeks brings. So for right now, I'm going to stay being patient. I'm going to stick to my guns and hang on tight and just wait and see, and wait for the conditions to be the way I want them to be. So, and it's testing me right now because it's hard. It's very hard. So, all right, y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.